What would you do if you woke up and were told you had to go into a UFC fight with Conor McGregor? Let's be honest. The moment the fight was announced, I'd be on the phone quicker than you can say ground and pound, negotiating for the best legal and dental coverage money can buy. Because when life throws a left hook in the form of McGregor, you make sure you come out of the ring with your finances intact, even if your dental record isn't. Besides, with the match's height, even a defeat means you've just earned yourself a year's worth of bragging rights. And hey, I've always fancied a new boat, named the McFloater. Entering the octagon with McGregor, I'd probably be short on actual fight strategy, but long on entrepreneurial spirit. My game plan would be to wear a GoPro on my head, becoming the first POV knockout highlight reel. The footage might be short-lived, but it'd sure spin off into a gritty action movie, or at least a VR experience that could pay for the future medical bills. Besides, getting fooled by McGregor is the closest I'd be to a celebrity hug I'd consider a brush with. Stardom worth every penny and every bruise. Same thing I'd do the day I got challenged to a fight with a guy in my high school. I said, very loudly, to him and anyone within earshot, "I'll do it. Fine. But if I'm going to get my ass kicked, I'm only doing it like the Romans did, nude. Both of us. If you're not man enough to fight me nude, then forget it." I never heard from him again. Ironically, he did go on to become a cage fighter a few years later, so I definitely would have gotten destroyed. And when I'm in the ring with him, I'm going to break down in tears because I'm one of those people who cry when they're overly excited, and I've been a massive fan of him since I began fighting. I'm a girl. I do not fight anymore, but am I willing to get my ass kicked for the money? Absolutely. It'd just be more honorable because it's Conor McGregor. Plus, I'd be living out my 14-year-old self's dream of making it to the UFC. Sort out a living will, or will ADN on notice, and haggle for the biggest purse going. Learn to roll with punches, tap out at the earliest opportunity, like the moment I get hit. If the worst happens, my family are okay. If I can tap out without catastrophic injury, I'm set for life. Even if everyone hates me for doing the sensible thing. Honestly, a 54-year-old guy against a multiple-time champion. I wouldn't bet on me if you did, you'd be a mug. I have a zero shot of winning, so I'm going to make it as memorable and funny as I can. I'm at least a weight class above him in size, so I might see if I can get him down and sit on him for some laughs. Realistically, he's gonna dance around me, popping shots off into my face, all while hacking my legs in half with calf kicks. I don't think I could survive the first round even if I clinched up the entire time. Ning Jorge Masvidal style for a takedown. If I get him on the ground, I use the high school wrestling. I know with the 3 demo classes I took in BJJ and go for a heel hook on the leg he broke a while back. I either lose likely, or I get lucky, and he taps, and in which case I'm a fucking legend then. Retire undefeated. Facing off against Conor McGregor in a UFC ring would be a surreal twist of fate. The approach would likely involve a mix of strategic evasion, swift footwork, and a fervent hope that my morning coffee provided an unforeseen boost in agility. Realistically, the odds might not be in my favor, but I'd give it my best shot and hope to at least land a decent meme-worthy punch. I'd carry on with my day, pack a bag, wait for the ride to the airport and go. I would get in the ring with him. I'd lose, but I would take a few shots to get the check and part of the PPV. Life has beaten me up more than Conor ever could, and I'm still here. Have great kids, a great wife, decent house and no neighbors. I'd take that money. I would start with an 80s style training montage, with some hard rock playing in the background. Feat him using some obscure technique that didn't make much sense when I first learned it, but turns out to be practically indefensible when used just at the right moment when things are most desperate. I'd hot Conor's ass. I done jiu-jitsu for 5 years while I was young. I always had to go up against grown men who didn't want to lose to a kid, so they'd go into desperation mode. Still put a few to sleep on the mat and beat many men. Almost tapped my instructor. I let go cause I thought that would open a can of worms, and he is world renowned. Sharp, all big and strong, walking into an old Icelandic hip-hop group called Turdi Rottweiler. Bent Nalgast, look it up if you want. Then I would punch HIA gloves with respect, and go straight for some grappling move so he could counter immediately and I could tap out with honor and minimize the amount of ass I would get kicked. I'm 6'3" and 220. He will most likely knock me out about as fast as he did Aldo, and I am optimistic that I will survive given the size difference. I guess I would get all my friends tickets and try to get some kind of sponsorship deal out of it. And I would definitely try the Jorge Masvidal versus Askren tactic, the Masvidal part. I would know the next time I wake up it will probably be on the ground with 3 people surrounding me, slapping my face, dude. Common snap out of it. Still 9 more rounds to go. But I would also be bloody rich because I didn't agree to his fight, so technically he just assaulted the shit out of me. Hear me out. I actually feel fairly confident all things considered. I'm 6'3" and 235 pounds with both military, law enforcement and private training in hand-to-hand combat. I have 6 inches and 60 pounds on Conor, and while he is a better technical fighter by far and not a novice by any means, I have fight experience and trained in martial arts. I know I couldn't beat him. I'm positive I'd get the snort kicked out of me, but it would be fun to get at least a couple legs in and make a ton of money in the process. I'm 6'2" and 290, so I'm sure he'd feel it for a while. Lol. Easy. I'd let the first hit KO me and make a dump truck full of money. He might even agree to a completer squash. Thinking outside this whole thought exercise, no one would complain about a ruined bout like this. McGregor likely would want to wrap it up quick. No one would care. If I'm getting paid, I'd be alright with it. If I wasn't, I probably would too. I can say I fought him and can claim being a UFC fighter. I fought more for several years and have reach and size on him that I'd get destroyed. Would just try to see how long I could last. Show up to the fight. Wait for the ref to start the match. Take a knee and tap the mat. UFC rules mean the match is over, and I would remain untouched, even though I outweigh him by probably 50 pounds. But I have no delusions that I could take a professional fighter down. Upon being asked if I think Conor McGregor is the best fighter in the world, I would reply that Conor isn't even the best fighter in Ireland. Then I would hope that a congenital heart defect apparently fells McGregor moments before he can enter the ring. It's going to be over into seconds either way. I'll tell him that I'd prefer it to be painless to seconds and to make it easy for the both of us. He can take the win. It's not worth it getting to actually try to fight him. Start trying to make money off of the fight somehow. Doing interviews and commercials or something. I wouldn't train or be worried because the guy would never make it through the testing pool long enough to actually hit me. Would ask if I'd be getting paid and how much. I'm fairly confident in my ability to defend myself, but I'm not an idiot. No fucking way I'd win against that dude. But sure, knock my ass out and give me some money. I'm taller and have 30 pounds on him. He's also got weak legs because he trains in carbon plate shoes made for marathon running. Just go for the shins and ankles. Should be easy to take him down with a few good kicks. I'm 65, female, and for feet 11. I think he'll take it easy on me. How would it look for him to destroy a little old lady? I'll make up a few grandchildren in my story, carry my knitting and wear polyester clothing. No, I'll get destroyed, but at least I'll get some experience from a very good fighter. And since it's MMA, I might as well try out my own fighting style. It might not work against him, but ho well. Ask what the purse was, maybe haggle, see if it could get more. Round 1, I'd sit down cross-legged and wait for him to rear naked choke me, then hopefully tap out before I went beddy bye. Let's go. I could use the payday, and I have some training and a fair amount of size on Conor. I might be able to make a show of the first round. After that my cardio's fuck though. I dunno. I'm a heavily muscled 240-pound guy with some Muay Thai and grappling experience. I'd be interested to see how badly he'd beat my ass. And I'm sure it'd be very badly. Work on my footwork and my Irish accent to mock him as best I can. He's gonna cut my fucking head off with his words alone, and then I got to worry about his roided out fists. I'm the same size and weight a little taller than Conor, so I don't think he would kill me with that left hand shot. That said, for the dough I'd take it in a heartbeat. Giving Conor 25 grams of cocaine and 2 bottles of whiskey before the match Enter the ring. Watch him stumble around and passing out due to overdose. Win. I hope the scenario involves me waking up in the middle of the ring already prepped to fight, so I don't have to anticipate the historic ass whooping I'm about to receive. Ship as much cocaine and whiskey to his training center as humanly possible. Have my coach ready with the Peter McNeely plan in the first 30 seconds. Collect check. I still get paid to show up. Right. At least it'll be amusing for the crowd for a couple of seconds. Then it'll just be a shot of me being driven to the hospital. Staring down the barrel of a fight with McGregor must be one of the few occasions where the prospect of sudden unconsciousness seems like a strategic career move. I talk to him before the fight and tell him if we can manufacture some fake drama, so I can make a lot of money for getting beat up at least and some publicity. Yeah. Conor better start training because he is going to need to be in hyper shape to beat me. Cause I'm gonna be running like Usain Bolt for 3 rounds. Ask Dana if I can all him up if Conor knocks me out in 10 seconds. But if I hit him with the Jorge Masvidal 3-piece and the soda, I get $1 million. While considering I'm tiny and haven't punched anyone in anger since I was 11. Probably get on the phone to see if I can rent a suit of armor from somewhere, depending on how much time I had to train for it. I'd either go to AKA in San Jose and train with Coach Javier, or go to Dagestan and train with Khabib. Ask them how much I'm getting paid. Then I'd start training. Odds are I'm probably getting my light knocked out. But I ain't gonna make it easy for him. Diane concerned. He's been coming back for 3 years. Has he even re-entered the testing pool yet? In the last 8 years he's had like 5 fights.